What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Peter. This is Unexceptional Tech, and do you remember when I said this? If you want a keyboard like this, you have a bunch of other options. You can even just go on Amazon and type 96% keyboard and they will come up and you will find them at a much cheaper price that this one is. So yeah, I was talking about this keyboard and how, honestly, there's so many other better keyboards than this one out in the market. And this one's one of them. So let's get into it. So, this is the keyboard. What is this keyboard? This is the RK100 from Royal Clutch. Now, if you've been in the keyboard arena or space, you've heard of RK61s and stuff like that. You've heard of them before. This is the company that makes the RK61. This is the RK100, like I just said. So why is this better than the IQUNIX F96? Well, there's a couple things, and don't get me wrong, this is not a perfect keyboard. It's not. But the advantages that this keyboard has over the IQUNIX are huge. So in my original IQUNIX review, one of the major issues that I had was the price and the features that you got for the keyboard for the price. Now, like I said, I purchased the keyboard, it was $219. The RK100, you could get it for $89, and on Amazon there's a coupon to get you $10 off. So for 80 bucks, $140 less than the IQUNIX, you can get the RK100. Now, some features that the RK100 has over the IQUNIX is one major one is that it's hot swappable. The IQUNIX is not hot swappable, so if you want to swap out switches, you have to desolder it. This one, hot swappable. Pull them out, pop them back in, done. So the version that I got for my RK, I got it with brown switches. You can also get it with blue, and you can get it with their white. They have white Gateron switches. The IQUNIX does come with more options. It comes with black, blue, pink, white, and red options, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, I picked the brown. There are other things about this keyboard that they share that are kind of common with each other. So this is also a wireless, Bluetooth, and a wired version keyboard, so you can connect it all three ways. The IQUNIX is the same way. This also has a 3750 milliamp hour battery. The IQUNIX has a 4000 milliamp hour battery. Cool. I've been using the RK for a while now. I haven't had to charge it yet. One thing that this has over the IQUNIX is that they're both USB-C, but this one also has two USB-A ports on the right that you can use to plug in peripherals, or you can plug in, USB drives or whatever. You can use that for something else, which is really nice. Another thing that is huge, especially if you're into custom keyboards, is this has lubed plate mount stabilizers. Now, if you remember the other video, one of my big complaints was the stabilizers in the IQUNIX. They are Co-Star stabilizers, and I hate them. I hate them. These are plate mount stabilizers, and they are lightly lubed. They're not great sounding, but they're pretty good. And the thing is that if you don't like them, you can swap them out. And that's the beautiful thing about it. The main thing that this keyboard has over the IQUNIX is that you have the ability to customize it and change it and do what you want with it for a fraction of the price of the IQUNIX. So for me, honestly, it's not even a contest. But there's still more things. So both of them have PBT keycaps. In my opinion, the RK100, the keycaps are really thin for PBT keycaps compared to other sets of PBT keycaps I've seen. They're pretty thin, but they're not bad, so whatever. The wireless performance on this is actually really good. I haven't had any issues. I haven't connected it to Bluetooth, and honestly, I never connected the IQUNIX to Bluetooth either, but I'm pretty sure it's not that difficult. It has, they both have the option to connect to 3 different devices with Bluetooth, so that's nice. One little feature that I discovered with the RK100 that I really like, and it's a small thing, is on the back, it has a slot for the wireless dongle. Great. A lot of keyboards have places for a wireless dongle, but the thing that I liked about this is that is a magnet. So when you put it in there, you don't have to worry about it falling out, because once you put it in there, the magnet grabs a hold of it. It's not gonna fall out, and it's stupid, but I like that. And also, you see here, it has flip out feet. The IQUNIX, it doesn't have that. It has aluminum feet that you screw on the bottom, and they're stationary. That's it. You either have them on or you don't have them on. Obviously, those are both per key RGB. The RGB is good on this one too. It's I wouldn't say it's brighter than IQUNIX, but it's still pretty good. They both have software also. Now the RK100, the software getting installed, it's a little weird and kind of convoluted to get it installed, but once you get it installed and you update it and all that stuff, comparing it to the IQUNIX software, I actually like it more than the IQUNIX software. I feel like, you know, you can do the same amount of things in both softwares, but I feel like the Royal Clutch software, whatever you want to call it, I feel like it's just nicer. I don't know. You'll see what I'm talking about, but I like the RK better. One thing that you need to watch out for with this keyboard is, this took me a little bit of time to figure out, it only works with USB 2, which is unfortunate. So IQUNIX doesn't have that problem, but this one, if you're gonna use it, make sure you plug it into a USB 2 port, because if you plug it into USB 3 port, it will not work. It just won't work. It won't pick it up, nothing. And it doesn't matter if you update the firmware or anything like that, nothing. It will not work on USB 3, but it's still not a huge deal breaker for me. But yeah, so that's unfortunate. But again, it's still USB-C capable, which is nice. And the other thing is, like, considering the fact that this is a plastic construction and the IQUNIX is an aluminum construction, the RK sounds a little more hollow than the IQUNIX does. You know, because that's the nature of the keyboard. If it's, you know, it's plastic, it's not, you know, there's not a lot of sound editing in there. And actually, I'm doing something with this keyboard, which I'll get to in another video, but you can see, I don't know if you can see, there's a layer of foam in the actual keyboard, which it comes, you know, standard with that keyboard, so that's nice. But again, that's not something that I find that is a huge deal breaker, because it is very easy to open the keyboard up and just install some foam in it. Honestly, and that's the thing with these two keyboards, there is not enough with the IQUNIX to justify the price bump over the RK100. There really isn't. You know, yes, the IQUNIX is all aluminum, great, but you know, it's all aluminum, but it has a little plastic here because the Bluetooth signal will be able to get out. Yeah, you pay an extra $140 for aluminum sides. It's really not worth it. With, yeah, the IQUNIX is shinier, right? You do get a better unboxing experience with IQUNIX, and yes, you do get a better cable with the IQUNIX. It's a braided cable. With the RK100, it's just a regular cable that you get, you know, with everything else. And another thing, real quick, I forgot to mention, the RK100 has these indicator lights here, so it tells you what it's connecting to, whether it's wireless, whether it's Bluetooth, you know, if it's charging, a bunch of other things. The IQUNIX doesn't have that, so you kind of have to go off of the prompts on the keyboard or the RGB to tell you what it's doing. The RK100 just shows you right there. So the amount of customization that you have with the RK100 over the IQUNIX, it puts it leagues above the IQUNIX in my opinion. The fit and finish, granted, yes, it's not as nice as the IQUNIX is, of course. But again, it sounds hollow. You can fix that with foam. You don't like the key switches, you can swap them out. You don't like the stabilizers, you can swap them out. It's a lot easier to make this keyboard something that you would enjoy to use than it is the IQUNIX. And that's the big thing for me. And that's why this is gonna be my main keyboard for my streaming PC. And this is gonna be an experiment. Oh, and one thing that I did forget to mention is that the RK100, you can buy it off of Amazon. You can buy it off of Amazon with Amazon Prime. You get it within like a day or two. The IQUNIX, you have to order from their website, and it'll take you like 2 weeks to get it. It took me over 2 weeks to receive this keyboard, and the shipping is added on top of that. So a $220 board plus another $20 for shipping, it's almost $250. And let's say you don't like it. Let's say you buy it and you don't like it. It's not your thing. You can return with Amazon. Again, this is my opinion. This is what I think of the keyboard. You know, if you want to give it a try, I'm gonna put this keyboard down below with my Amazon affiliate link. You want to check it out, go for it. There's going to be a sound test, so that way you can hear the keyboard stock completely and, you know, make a decision for yourself. So anyways, yeah, that's it. That's all I got for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, and if you liked it that much, you can always subscribe. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.